One of the biggest issues that's come out of TikTok recently is that of Lilly Tino. Now, Lilly Tino is advocate for transgender rights and, basically presenting transgender equality across TikTok and educating people, which on the surface seems like a very noble thing to do. But the way that they go about it is far from noble, and it is arguably one of the most controversial things to come from the platform in 2025. Now, you may remember Lilly Tino for such videos as the Pop-Tart and the Popsicles to try and basically explain and demonstrate gender reassignment surgery in the middle of a children's area or a cafe at Disney, which notoriously is a children's theme park. Now, that's kind of what blew them to popularity, all right? Now, off the back of that, there's been so many more controversies, like getting misgendered at different hotels and at different cafes, and then refusing to pay for things and just refusing to, eat anything because it completely puts them off and all the rest of it. Well, they're back in the limelight once again and now facing a federal investigation after they went to Disney once again in Florida and used the women's bathrooms. All right, but not after getting, accidentally assigned as the wrong person and then, just making a whole stink about it. This is that video of them getting misgendered at Disney.
Fancy looking. Cool.
The bottom is from Thailand?
Coconut bread from Thailand.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yes,
Ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am, sorry, my bad. And the middle one is from India. It's the papadom with the gingerbread chutney.
Okay.
And the third is from Brazil. It's a cheese bread with the guava sauce.
Thank you. It just totally sucks the joy out of this bread tower. Makes me want to immediately leave because I no longer feel safe here. It's oh, my guard now has to be up. I'm not going to enjoy this bread as much because my guard is up. We should be able to go places and not have to worry. I don't think I really want this bread tower, actually. I think I'd rather have the check, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the training. We're supposed to say friend or just not use gendered language. It's a pretty big thing that Disney has done. Nothing was wrong with bread. I just don't want it anymore. Just because they apologize doesn't mean she doesn't feel sad or offended. Yeah, exactly, right? If you've accidentally ever hurt someone and say, I'm so sorry, it was an accident, do you expect them to be oh, it was an accident? Of course, no problem whatsoever. All of that hurt is now undone. That's not how it works.
Sorry about what happened.
It's okay. I would love to pay for the drink, please.
No, the drink is on me too, so...
You don't have... Are you sure?
You're good, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Now, I can understand how someone might get upset at something like this, right? And it can, maybe give a negative connotation or it might, spoil their time. But, people can make mistakes. All right, and this waiter is waiting probably not just their table, but is probably waiting a bunch of other tables as well. And, they probably take a quick glance, sir, madam, whatever. Ultimately, it's one of those things, and they can make a mistake, all right? And to Lilly Tino, she's turning around here and being oh, no, they made a mistake. They apologize and, but it still hurts my feelings. Yeah, but what the only thing the person can do after that is apologize for what's happened. It may just be as innocent as a mistake, and you're blowing it so far out of proportion. And now that guy's got to take a drink out of his own check because they've accidentally misgendered you, and it's made you shitty, which makes them feel really shitty. I don't know. It just feels a little bit unfair. Now I feel I'm someone who is so pro transgender equality and all the rest of it. You are who you are, but this is toxic, and this is a really toxic mindset. And to me, this puts a negative connotation on the transgender community, because it's if this was your first experience of a transgender person, your instant reaction's gonna be, oh, that's what all transgender people are stuck up, entitled, and basically like this, which is not very fair. But the biggest controversy from this whole thing, from going to Florida, is the fact that they went and used women's toilets. Now, obviously, this is a huge kind of conversation to be had, whether transitioning males to females should be using female toilets and vice versa. That's obviously not a conversation I'm going to get into, but that's what sparked this video. All right. Now, this video was the initial video that sparked everything.
Made it into Disney World. I don't really know what the deal is with bathrooms. You know, Florida is really conservative. I don't know what the rules are. Trans women are allowed to be in women's bathrooms, but I'm about to go and use the bathroom because I have to tinkle. If I get stopped, I get stopped, I guess, but I'm a woman, so I'm going to use the women's bathroom, and being in Florida or being in California or wherever isn't going to stop me. So I will report back in a minute once I have hopefully tinkled without issue.
3 minutes later.
That went as well as it could have gone. No one gave me any weird looks. Definitely no one stopped me. I walked in, I found a stall, I peed. I peed standing up, which is something I'm sometimes a little self-conscious about with the sound. I think, oh, is there someone peeing standing up there? But you know what? I peed standing up, and it was fine. And then I washed my hands and I left. And you know what? On my way out from the women's bathroom, I took a quick picture with someone who recognized me, and it was lovely. So overall, Disney World in Florida, 10 out of 10. Women's bathroom experience for trans women, would recommend.
Now, you can see where the problems have arisen, right? They're using different connotations to talk about them using the bathroom. Obviously, standing up, going for a pee is typically a masculine thing to do. Like, not many women that I'm aware of stand up and pee. Now, is that necessarily a problem? No. But it's ammunition for the people that are already against that kind of thing, if that makes sense. But as if it wasn't bad enough, the next video that Lilly uploaded was, again, almost a remake of creating the gender reassignment video a year on. Because nothing screams virality like controversy. And either Lilly is absolutely playing the game and knows exactly what she's doing to try and just make as much controversy as possible, to go as viral as possible, to get paid as much money as possible, or she's really fucking stupid. There is no in between. It is just literally one or the other. This is said video.
Disney's gonna ban me for this one. My corn dog is still intact. I'm not happy about that, but sadly it takes a long time to turn a corn dog into a inverted corn dog. I do hair removal every week for 2 hours straight. It is not fun or easy, but once that is finally done, hopefully by the end of the year, they are going to take my corn dog. These ears do not want to stay on. They are going to cut it down the middle. This is not the best knife for this. They will then take off the outer lining of the corn dog. Okay, I'm actually impressed that I'm doing this good of a job. Like so. Flip it inside out and make something of a tunnel. This tunnel will then become, well, you know, my hands are disgusting. Now you might be asking why I would do this or why anyone would do this. It sounds not fun, and I agree with you. I'm not looking forward to that recovery process. But know that this is not a decision that any of us take lightly. Our corn dogs do serve a purpose, but at the end of the day, I just don't like having it. It's not me. I look at it in the mirror and it's like, ugh, can we do something about that? And it turns out we can. But until then, I am making the most of my final days with my corn dog. Farewell to this thing that has served me not very well, but is what I was born with. It did its duty. R.I.P. I'm good.
Right. Obviously, we can see where the problems lie here. In Disney, once again, a child's area, right? Yeah, we got Disney adults, but we're not talking about the Disney adults. And the fact that they start the video with this line right here,
I think Disney's gonna ban me for this one,
tells you all that you need to know. I think Disney is going to ban me for this one. Almost makes you wonder if Lilly is very well aware that this is a very close to the bone topic to be talking about in a children's theme park. Case closed? Anyone? Anyone else case closed? Obviously, that was how they started the video as well the last time, right? I think Disney's going to ban me for this one. And then that was kind of, you know, what really kicked it off to virality. And then, as if it wasn't bad enough, they then go on and really hammer home this whole idea of the transgender in the bathroom kind of thing. Because they did a ranking women's bathroom at Disney World and literally went through, right, and ranked every single bathroom out of 10 as a transgender person based off of their own experience. We can see where the controversy lies. Now, obviously, that video also didn't get taken lying down, as the internet basically did what the internet does best, and Lilly Tino responded to those allegations.
Real upset, huh? Saying, oh, those Disney bathroom selfies got y'all real upset, huh? Saying, oh, Lily, you can't take selfies in the bathroom. It's not appropriate. Well, let me remind you that literally every celebrity you've ever enjoyed on screen has at one point taken a bathroom selfie. For example, and it's not just celebrities. Any woman you ever meet has likely taken a photo in a public bathroom. Why, you ask? Because we look cute and we want to document it. So what is different about me that I'm not allowed to take bathroom selfies? The easy answer here is, oh, Lily, you're a trans woman, so you get held to a different standard. And that is true. But people judge trans women differently depending on how well they pass. If you pass, that means you don't look trans. I know that I don't pass. Trust me, I know. But passing privilege is a real thing. There are some trans women out there who, no matter how hard they try, will never be able to pass. Do those trans women deserve to be treated differently? No. They should be able to take bathroom selfies too.
So, yeah, obviously you can see why the internet has quickly done it. And she then made another video, a follow-up video, talking about the allegations once again. Now, the comment section are just copy and paste of the exact same thing, right? You can see here, like, talking about who the male counterpart to Lilly Tino is. But this is her allegation video addressing it.
Do not have a child, nor have I ever been married. I am not stalking my imaginary ex-wife or anyone. There is a fake report that presumably came from some AI. The viral screenshot includes a citation of some California law. But fun fact, I didn't live in California in 2016. The first time I ever stepped foot in California was in 2018, and I didn't move here till 2020. I will also add that I have been stalked. It was very weird and gross, but I have never stalked anyone. There's also talk of me getting sued for my bathroom pictures at Disney. As far as I know, I am not getting sued, and I don't expect to because I didn't do anything wrong. Then there's the petition. Yes, 500,000 people or whatever number it is now have signed a petition to get me off of TikTok. But that doesn't mean it's going to do anything. If word of this petition ends up on someone at TikTok's desk, what they'll do is say, did Lily violate our terms of service? The answer is no, so they will not ban me. There's a rumor that I was fired from a job for being creepy to a woman. The only time I have ever exited a job when it wasn't my choice was right before I became a content creator, and that was a part of a round of layoffs. I didn't do anything wrong, and I wasn't the only one let go. It was a money thing. There's something about weird dolls in my basement. Y'all, I live in a studio apartment. I do not have a basement. I got 625 square feet, okay? I ain't got room for creepy dolls. This is a bad one, y'all. There's a video that goes around of me from about a year and a half ago when I was streaming and talking to people in my Discord. During that stream, we were making dirty jokes about vegetables. The person I was talking to in the clip was named Shelby. Shelby was playing along, and at one point, Shelby said that her mom was listening, and I pretended to be embarrassed, and I brought the mom into the joke, and it was really funny. To be clear, Shelby is a 25-year-old woman, or was at the time of the video. She had a full-time job at a major American airline. She had a partner that she lived with, and her mom lived with her and her partner. Shelby was a grown adult, but that didn't stop people from taking that clip out of context, saying, oh, Shelby's a kid, because you can't see Shelby and you can't see the mom, and you don't have the context of who they are. Let's talk about the flight attendant. This flight attendant claims that I was rude to the cabin crew on my way back from Orlando. First and foremost, I have never seen this person in my entire life. Second, I was flying back from Disney World. I was exhausted, and for the majority of the flight, I slept. I was not misgendered by anyone. In fact, one of the cabin crew on that flight was very kind to offer me a free little snack box because they recognized me, and I was very appreciative of it. People have started realizing that if they make up a story about me, they can get a lot of views, and that's not fair to you, the viewer, or to me. There were also rumors that I've been arrested. That is not true. There's also rumors that I am on a registered offender list. That's simply not true, and you can Google that. You can search my old name, Nick, or you can search my new name, Lily. My name is legally Lily, by the way. That's another rumor. The last thing I want to talk about is the rumor that I'm not
actually trans, that I've been pretending to take hormones or pretending to get FFS. There are some trans people out there that call me he and call me by my old name. And they say that I'm hurting the cause. Like, really? Really? If you don't believe that I didn't get FFS, look at the video I posted a few months ago. It's undeniable. And as for me doing this just for money, let me tell you something. If I was doing this just for money, I would have stopped a long time ago. I could definitely be making more money in a different industry, but I'm not, because I like doing this. I care about it. I think it's important. There is one rumor that is true, though. I've been dancing around it for a long time. I didn't want y'all to know. I am, in fact, a total babe. Thank you in advance for respecting my privacy.
So that's them trying to kind of, skirt around a lot of the controversies and allegations that are being brought to the fro, right? And yeah, obviously one of the biggest allegations is that she's being investigated by, by the basically a federal attorney general office in Florida for filming inside a woman's bathroom. Now, we've seen the evidence and the footage. I've shown you the videos. And the controversy began with a viral TikTok post on June 2nd titled Ranking Every... so it was the one with all the photos and stuff, right? Which included mirror selfies showing other women and children in the background without their consent that sparked widespread backlash over privacy concerns, leading to criminal investigation under Florida's Criminal Code of Section 810.145, which prohibits unauthorized recording in private spaces. If convicted, Tino could actually face 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $5,000 US. So that's kind of the whole idea of this lawsuit that's going around. Apparently, they claim that they weren't getting sued, and they even went as far as to make a jovial video about the situation to kind of like poke a bit of fun at it.
I'm suing Lilly Tino for emotional distress. Last week, I was in Disney World in the women's bathroom with my child. And when I walked into the bathroom, there was Lilly Tino taking pictures in the bathroom mirror. And she turned to me and said, "Hey, let me get your face in this picture." And I said, "No, thank you." But then she took the picture anyway of me and my kid, and I felt this really weird feeling. And I looked down at my kid, and my kid got turned into a corn dog. Lilly Tino turned my kid into a corn dog. And then she looked at me and said, "Oh, that'll be great for a video. Can I use your corn dog kid to explain bottom surgery?" And I was about to say no, but then J.K. Rowling walks in and says, "I'm here to defend real women." But of course, Lilly Tino pulls out her wand and starts using transgender magic. But J.K. Rowling was ready and pulled out her wand, and they did the thing where the spells go like... But J.K. Rowling was really smart and used a misgendering spell on Lily, and Lily got banished to the Shadow Realm. Then J.K. Rowling turned to me and said, "Don't worry, if you get banished from the Shadow Realm, you are also banned from Disney. So you don't have to worry about Lilly Tino anymore. But you should probably still sue her for emotional distress." And then she turned my kid from a corn dog back into a kid, and we high-fived and took a bathroom selfie to celebrate.
Now, the top comment on this video, it's almost ratioed the video in its entirety. Let me hold your hand while I say this. You are not the victim. And she's referencing there J.K. Rowling quite a lot because J.K. Rowling retweeted one of their tweets recently and basically, claimed that they were one of the problems of, gender reassignment and, issues with quote unquote real women, right? And yeah. And then they go on to make a video recently. The most latest video that Lilly Tino's made is basically a video where they compare themselves to Britney Spears. Yes, that Britney Spears, what is there to say other than just Britney Spears, right? And it's quite comical. Take a listen to this.
2007, if you went to a grocery store or a salon or anywhere that sold magazines, there was one singular face on every single front page, and that face was Britney Spears. I'm going somewhere with this, I promise. Britney Spears, if you asked anyone, what's going on with Britney Spears? They would say something to the effect of, "She's gone crazy. She's crazy. She's insane. She shaved her head. Oh my gosh. She's off the deep end." Anyone, you'd ask. Because we saw certain pictures and read certain articles that painted Britney to be just crazy, insane. Now, in 2007, we had no idea about her conservatorship, about the abusive people she had around her, nor did we know any of the things that she was forced to do because of her conservatorship. We had a one-dimensional view of this human, and we crucified her for years. For a few years, Britney, the word Britney was shorthand for crazy. She pulled a Britney, right? But now, in 2025, we look back on those days, and I think most people might feel a little shameful about it. Like, oh, God, we were a little off base there. Now, sure, Britney, even today, is a little quirky, but we understand why, right? Right? We know what happened between her and Justin Timberlake. We know how he set her up to take a fall. Conversations shift. Perspectives shift. If enough people say something, it's easy, because our brains are not as evolved as we'd like to think they are. It's easy to believe, if you hear it enough and with enough volume, that something is true. Even if it's something as like insidious as this person is bad. It's a human thing, but those things can change, and we can change. We can change our perspective on the past. I hope that some people, as time goes on, realize that I am not a villain like I'm being painted out to be. I would love if that happened. But regardless, if it happens or doesn't happen, I'm going to keep doing my thing. I'm going to keep streaming, keep making videos, keep hanging out with y'all, because I believe in what I do. And a lot of people do. A lot of people believe in what I do.
Long story short there, they've compared themselves to Britney, and basically, like, because one person or a handful of people are shouting, Lilly Tino is a bad person, and here's the evidence why, everyone's like, that Lilly Tino's so problematic, they're such a problem, almost as if everyone's a sheep. And no one's able to kind of make their own conclusions of these things. People watch my videos sometimes and disagree with what I say. And that's fine. That's how the world works, right? I have my thoughts, you have your thoughts, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and this is the thing about an opinion. Opinions aren't always, like, fact, right? And no one's opinion is wrong because that's what they perceive something to be. So an opinion isn't actually wrong. Facts, if you throw facts at someone and you get it wrong, then that's wrong, right? But the thing is Lilly Tino is basically victim blaming herself, or, like, making herself the victim here and being like, in like 20 years time, everyone's going to look back on this moment and be like, do you remember that Lilly Tino? Yeah, Lilly Tino was like, yeah, she might have been onto something. I don't think people are going to look back in like 20 years time and be like, do you know what? Do you remember when Lilly Tino did the corn dog and the Pop-Tart video in Disney and said, I'm going to get banned from Disney for this, and then went on to proceed to talk about how gender reassignment works when there were kids running around in the background? Yeah, fun times. I'll see you in 20 years' time to see if that prediction, Nostradamus right here, is right. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. Obviously, right now, it's just up in the air about, like, that. She's definitely being investigated because it's been reported by multiple outlets. Getting sued, I don't know 100% like if that's a fact, but it seems like everything is pointing in that direction. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. While you're down there, jump to get the hell out of that like button and subscribe. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace!